Now I am discussing about improper axis of symmetry. This symmetry element will be generated by doing rotation operation followed by reflection, which is perpendicular to the rotation. That means Sn equals to Cn followed by reflection, which is perpendicular to this particular Cn. Okay. By doing only rotation, we will not get the equivalent configuration in these cases. If you see the BX3 molecule, by doing C3 operation, that is C3 rotational axis, will get the equivalent structure like this. Again, by putting the plane, that is molecular plane, there is no issue. Again, the resultant configuration is equals to the equivalent configuration. In these cases, what we can say is S3 equals to C3. By doing reflection or not, we will getting the equivalent configuration. But in some cases, what will happen is, for example, in staggered ethane, okay, by doing the C6 rotational axis, okay, so this will be the resultant configuration. If we see, is it equivalent configuration? No, not equivalent configuration, because if you see the front carbon structure is like this, but here the front carbon structure is like this, where back carbon structure is like this, but here the back carbon structure is like this, right? So here this is the shape, but here this is the shape, so it is not equivalent to the original one. In these cases, what will happen is, by doing reflection operation, okay, if you see the model, this is the ethane, right? 2 carbons, 6 hydrogens were placed like this. So I am discussing here about the staggered ethane. The front carbon structure is like this, okay, the front carbon, okay. So here the front carbon is like this, okay. Again, by rotating 60 degrees rotation, that is C6, what will happen? The front carbon shape is like this, isn't it? So it is not equivalent to the original one. So when I put the plane in between the 2 carbon atoms like this, what will happen? This hydrogen will reflect here. This hydrogen will reflect it to upper side. This hydrogen will reflect it to upper side. That means the H4, H6, H5 will looks as the front carbon. See here. What happened? H4, H5, H6 is looking as front carbon, and this H3, H1, H2 will looking as back carbon. Here, from the original one, it is having the equivalent structure. Molecular formula is equal, same structure. The front carbon structure is same, right? So then only we got the equivalent structure. That means by doing rotation operation followed by reflection only, we got the equivalent structure. That means the improper axis of symmetry, that is S3, we got here C6 followed by sigma, which is perpendicular to C6.